Good day, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of the Long Way Around podcast.
We're back, yay!
This fine gentleman here is,
Kevin Sullivan.
and I'm Tony Jackson. Good day. Good day. Good day, Kevin. Good day. We got an episode for you today. We got quite an episode today.
Oh yeah, I'm excited for this one.
I'm actually, you know what I'm excited about? I'm excited about life. I'm excited about the celebration that is life, because today we're talking about death.
Close to it.
Yeah, not in a bad way. Not in a bad way. We are talking about death today, though, and more specifically, near-death experiences. I think as a human, we've all, to a certain extent, had a near-death experience at some point, and if you haven't, it's coming. Don't worry. Now, if you have a disability, though, you have almost certainly had at least one near-death experience in your life.
Oh, 1000%.
Right?
Yeah.
So we're going to talk about it today. Geez, I've come close to death a couple times. You've come close to death a couple times. Where do we begin, sir?
Oh God, that's a great question.
Where do you want to begin today?
Probably we start at the beginning, right?
Yeah, let's start at the beginning.
Yeah.
So tell me, like, you almost died when you were born, apparently.
I wouldn't say that. But the doctors did break my arm when I was born. So, right. I was like one of the last babies that this doctor apparently delivered. I don't remember what their name was, and I'm not going to name names, but that's something. I was in the NICU for like 5 days, so I guess you can kind of consider that a near-death experience. But like my life was like not really ever in danger per se.
I mean, you were already crippled.
Yeah, exactly. And then they broke my arm.
Yeah. What are you doing, Dr. Death?
Yeah, right.
Serious. Wow.
What about you? What about you?
No, let's go back to you for a second.
Oh, okay.
How did they almost? I mean, did they like yank you out of there? Like, were you a difficult pull?
I think yes. Actually, yes. That was. I don't think that's how it happened. I think it was like they were testing it to see how flexible I was after I was born, and they just like, oh, this is too far.
I mean,
that's broken.
Like I can see like oh, look at me, I'm waving, waving. Oh, I broke his arm.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah. I'm pretty sure that's how it happened, but yes, my arm was broken. I came home in a lot of casts because they broke my arm, but then I was also born with club feet. So they put casts on my legs to try to correct that, at least at first, until they did surgery eventually. But
that's wild. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Like, imagine like your first day on the new job and you're like, oh, broken arm.
Right.
Oh, start the new job.
Right. Exactly.
Welcome to the world, kid.
Yeah. You learn right away that things can go wrong very quickly.
My goodness. Wow. Well, I'm glad you're here with no broken arms today.
Yes, thank you. I appreciate that.
My goodness. Like I wasn't necessarily like broken in pieces when I was born. Like you, I was born with some things that they wanted to like cut me open and do some stuff. So like I had a hernia when I was born. I don't know how
I had one eventually, but not when I was born.
Oh, eventually?
Yeah. Oh, eventually, yeah.
Jeez.
Mm-hmm.
So I had a hernia when I was born. They did some surgery on my feet because, like you, I had little tiny hams for feet.
Yep.
I still got tiny hams for feet for any of you ham lovers out there. I got hams still attached to the end of my legs. And so like hernia surgery, foot surgery, the doctors told my parents straight up that I was going to be dead by 14 now.
Oh my God.
They were like,
really?
Enjoy him now because he ain't going to be around very long.
Okay, refresh my memory, and for our viewers, where were you born?
I was born in an army hospital in South Korea.
Okay.
So I was born on an army base in South Korea. Doctors were like straight up, you got a decade and a half. Enjoy your time.
Oh my God. Jeez.
Yeah. So I mean, I won.
Yeah, you're still right, exactly.
I still won. So there was that. I mean, not necessarily near death then. However, they thought straight up that I was going to be gone by 1990. So,
Oh my God.
yeah,
I
figure
was
it out,
born in
people. I just gave
91.
you a clue. Figure it out.
Yeah. So I was born in 91,
There you go.
and I was born at a hospital outside Chicago. It's good hospital. I don't believe they ever told my parents anything like that, not to my knowledge, but it's possible that maybe they did and I just never found out. Yeah, so it is interesting to see how there's is there any specific reason they said that?
I don't, because I was crippled. I don't know. I mean,
No, just yeah.
yeah. Let's go back to the good hospital comment. This wasn't a good hospital. They broke your arm on
They
day
did
one.
break my arm,
A good
but it's
hospital.
usually a pretty highly ranked hospital most of the time, you
Oh,
know?
hopefully they got it together. Jesus, man.
Yeah, yeah, I know.
God. So, oh man. Well, so yeah. So things did not start out super hot for either one of us.
No,
Man, and death has just come knocking ever since. And every time we're like, don't need any right now. Come back in a couple decades. And they never
it's
listen because they're a persistent salesperson.
as we have said in previous episodes, it's kind of a miracle that we're both still alive.
It really is a damn miracle. We're still
Yeah,
alive. Holy
yeah,
shit. It really is.
yeah,
Let's see. Yeah, so like, I mean, like I've been in a car accident, right? That I
yeah,
believe, sorry, mom, I believe it was probably your fault with the way it went down. Um, yeah, sorry, mom.
yeah. It's
Yeah,
it happens.
yeah, it happens. God, so many. So like one thing growing up as a kid, like I didn't always have a power chair,
Okay,
right? Is that same for you? Like you didn't always have a power chair?
I got one when I was 11.
Okay, so growing up early on, you didn't have one.
Right,
Um,
correct.
so like I've been flipped over in my chair numerous times.
Yeah.
You have, right?
Oh yeah. Both in a manual chair and a power chair.
Oh yeah, wow.
Yeah. I remember so at it was a local park district like summer camp.
Mm-hmm.
The playground had like this like asphalt hill, and it wasn't like super steep, but like you could, if you were going fast, like you could get a nice run going down it. And one of the kids was like, Kevin, do you want me to like push you down it?
Oh my.
And I was like, yeah, cool,
Uh,
sure, that'd be fun.
uh,
And he tried to like do it on a curve,
uh,
and he like just got too much momentum and he fell and
uh,
the wheelchair fell. And yeah, I think I was belted in at least, but it didn't hurt too bad. But yeah,
I was gonna ask,
that
did you break your other arm that day?
no, luckily I didn't suffer any major injuries. I think I had like some scratches, from like the asphalt and stuff.
Ugh.
Um, yeah, but luckily it wasn't too bad. And then let's see. Uh, I was walking with some friends. This was in a power wheelchair, and we were on like a bike path, and the bike path had just been paved, so there was a drop off between the asphalt and the grass, and I didn't notice it.
Uh,
Got too far over, boom,
uh,
wheelchair tips over.
over. At least into the grass though.
Yeah, it wasn't into the grass. There wasn't any like major damage, and they got it back up, and like, you
Dude.
know, luckily it like wasn't like a huge issue.
Dude.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
And
God.
then in college, I was going back to my dorm one night, and I just want to state for the record, I was not drunk when this happened. I was completely 100% sober. There was a festival on the quad the next day where basically like all the organizations had a table. You could walk around, you could like get to know them and like see which ones you wanted to join. And there were these cord covers on the sidewalk. You know what I'm talking about? Like you'll
Good.
see it at like a festival or a concert. And I looked down for a second because I got a text message. And in that like 5 seconds, I hit this massive like wooden cord cover, full speed, and I wasn't wearing my seatbelt. And I basically launched myself from the wheelchair
Launch.
and ended up on the sidewalk. Um, I definitely blacked out at least for like a couple minutes
Ugh.
because I remember looking down and then like all of a sudden I'm like, oh, why am I on the ground? You know?
Yeah.
So someone called 911 and they came and got me and brought me to the hospital. They were able to get a hold of my caregiver. She met me there. Somehow, shout out to her, Rachel Stack. She drove my wheelchair back to the dorm.
Whoa, that's a
On
champion.
her, yeah, that was a champion. I was like, damn, that was impressive. And she didn't hit anything on the way. And I lived on the eighth floor of a building.
That's amazing,
So shout out to her.
man.
Um, yeah, it was the night before her like first test as a nurse. I felt bad as that it had happened, at that time. But
Yes.
yeah, it happens. But hey, I survived.
There you go. I got a whole bunch of stories like that where I actually was drunk, right? Because
Yeah,
like
yeah,
man, college was wild, and I don't remember like large swaths of time
yeah,
in that time frame. One night though, oh my goodness. So I was out with friends one night drinking whatever, probably Jack and Coke.
yeah.
And where I used to live, there's a blood plasma donation center. And at the end of the parking lot is a brick wall. And on the other side of that brick wall is a Jack in the Box. You guys don't have Jack in the Box out there, do you?
We do now
Oh, you do.
actually.
Oh, welcome to the
Yeah,
Jack. Okay.
yeah,
So
we do now.
so there's a Jack in the Box for all you East Coasters out there. Come on out west and have some. It's delicious. So there's a Jack in the Box on the other side of that wall. And so I'm coming home from the bar one night. It's like midnight, 1 a.m., whatever, right? I'm 22, 21. I'm heading home, and this plasma donation center is not open yet. They're still like building things up. And so I'm driving home. I'm in my chair. I'm doing my thing. And all of a sudden, my chair stops, and I go flying out of my chair.
Oh God.
Now,
Oh no.
I was at this time wearing a seatbelt,
Oh good.
and so no, because I still fell out of my chair. And now I'm on the ground. So you got to imagine it's dark. It's like 1 or 2 a.m. or whatever. It's
Oh
dark
no.
outside. I'm in a parking lot where like cars can't see me driving by on one side and then on the other side, there's a brick wall blocking all the people going through the drive-through at Jack in the Box. So they can't see me either.
Oh
And
no.
so like I'm on the ground face down, and I felt something on the back of my leg, and I thought the chair had fallen on top of me because I'm
Yeah.
drunk. I can't tell when a 250-pound chair is on top of you. It's really just my leg rests were touching the back of my leg. I'm thinking the chair is on top of me, and I'm drunk. What the hell do I know? Right? And so I'm screaming for help. I'm like, I had never in this moment in time spoken Spanish better in my life. Right? I'm like,
Isn't it funny how you could like channel it in those
yeah.
moments?
Oh
Yeah.
yeah. Yeah, yeah. And so I mean it's like October, so it's nice in the Phoenix area at that time. It's cool outside, and like I'm on the ground. I'm like, this feels cold on my face. This is asphalt. Okay, I'm on the ground, and and so I'm screaming. I don't know how long I was there because I had like passed out at one point,
Oh God.
like because I had been drinking, so I fell asleep at one point. I woke up still on the ground.
Yeah. Oh fuck.
I woke up still on the ground, and then like screaming again. And eventually these guys that were walking by like heard me, came over and like got me back in my chair. And I was just like scared to death at that point. I was still a little drunk because I had drank so much that night.
Yeah.
So I was still a little drunk. And I believe they walked me home. Sorry, I can't remember. What I do remember though is that one of the guys in the group was actually a guy that I worked with at the computer lab at that time.
Oh okay.
I don't remember his name. I do remember he was from Greece or Cyprus, somewhere in that part of the world. Uh,
Hmm.
and like, so he and his friends walked by and found me and like got me off the ground. I had to work at the computer lab the next morning, and so like I didn't even go to sleep because I was so like shaken at that point.
Yeah.
I just sat up. I just remember sitting up with the lights on in my room, and eventually I fell asleep. Eventually, like I was so scared though that I had to use alcohol and pure exhaustion from adrenaline to go to sleep. And I
Yeah.
slept for a couple hours. I did end up going to work the next day. Holy
Yeah.
shit, though, man! I was like, I'm never going to make it out of this parking lot. They're gonna find me dead in this parking lot.
Yeah.
They found me alive in the parking lot because I'm here right now telling you this story. When you're a guy and you have a disability, guys already do dumb shit as it is,
Hmm.
right? You throw in disability into the mix, and like even dumber shit happens.
Yeah, I can't deny that.
Yeah.
I definitely had. I would say any like there was one time for sure where I could not drive my wheelchair because I had way too much to drink. Never, the kids never drink jungle juice when you're
Yeah.
in college.
Don't
Oh
do
my
jungle
God.
juice.
Don't drink Everclear. It's just, oh God, it's so bad. Um, but yeah, I mean, driving a wheelchair while intoxicated is tough.
Yeah.
It's tough, like people don't think about that. It's like, yeah, like everybody else is walking, but it's like I still gotta drive, and like I gotta be able to not like get killed in this thing by like anything I do or anything like a car does also.
Yeah. Yeah. And when you can walk and you've had too much to drink, you can lean on people, you can lean on telephone poles, you can lean on walls.
Yeah.
You can't lean on people when you use a wheelchair because then you end up running them over and then everybody's hurt, right?
Right.
Uh, like
Exactly.
and like I have a friend, and bless the friends who are there for you when you need them, right?
Yeah.
Like I have a friend who one night, like a couple days later, he kept telling me like he had to keep re-steering me back onto the sidewalk because I kept drifting towards the edge of the sidewalk into towards oncoming traffic, and he had to kept like turning my chair to get me back.
Does your wheelchair now or of any previous ones had like an attendant control, like a joystick in the back?
No, I mean, no, I do.
Okay.
I have attendant controls to help me tilt and recline and elevate. I don't need
Yeah.
help doing that, folks.
Yeah.
So I've never had an attendant control. So for those of you that have no idea what we're talking about, it's a second joystick on the back of your chair that an attendant can use to take control of your chair.
Yeah.
I've
Which
never.
I have. I have that. I don't know why I really have that because like we never use it, but it does come in handy, I guess, if one of those, incidents happens to, occur. But I'm not a huge drinker. So
Yeah. I mean, and it also helps more for you because you use head controls to steer your chair and drive, right? And so
yeah.
there's a little bit of a delay already in the command from your head to the chair, and more
Yeah.
of a delay because like you got to do a lot of head moving to get it to stop or turn or do whatever. I use
Right.
my arm to drive the chair so I can react more quickly. So yeah, that's even an added layer of challenge for you, sir. Good job staying
Yes.
alive. Nice work.
Yeah, it's kind of a miracle for sure. Well, especially traversing in downtown Chicago, man, there have been a few just crossing the street,
Oh,
like where
yeah.
like a CTA bus all of a sudden just like appears out of nowhere, and like oof, it had a few close calls.
Yeah. Oh, for sure. So one instance, my freshman year of college, I had just moved to the Phoenix area, and it's raining on a rare rainy day in Phoenix. And so we're crossing the street. So if you're looking, we're crossing the street, and the left turn laning thing coming from the opposite direction, not behind us, but from in front of us, they're
Yeah.
they're turning into you, right? They're turning towards you. And this dude was not paying attention and slammed his brakes at the last. My friend has to jump out of the way to avoid the car. And he
Oh
and like
God.
and he hits me. I mean, he didn't hit me hard, thankfully. However, the car was sliding and bumped me because dude driving the car to slam his brakes. And I didn't really yell at him. I didn't even know how to react because it's the first time I had ever come that close to being hit by a car. I was like, dude, you almost hit me. And he's like,
Mm.
oh my God, I'm so sorry. Blah, 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 blah. Like, oh, man, cars are awful. And my favorite thing to do is when a car is pulling out of a parking lot and they're looking left to make a right turn and they don't bother to look right again before they start pulling out.
Yeah.
I love to pull up right next to their car, close enough that I won't get hit if they pull away, close enough that I can like peer into the window and smile at them. So if they
Yeah.
happen to see me out of the corner of their eye, they turn back and they slam their brakes real quick and they go, that's the reaction every time,
Yeah.
right? And they go, sorry. Yeah. And the reason I do that is that I hope that they remember that moment and never do that shit again
Hmm.
because they're gonna hit somebody one day.
Right.
Several times, like cars. It almost happened to me.
The people who don't use turn signals are the ones that drive me insane.
Oh, it's got to be even worse in Chicago than it is in Phoenix.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, people who don't
Well,
use.
we just had more people.
Yes.
I feel like that's
Yes.
mainly why. But yeah, it's so bad. Like people, like it's like The turn signal is for the cars and the people around you. It is not for you per se.
Right. You were signaling to others that you were making a turn,
Right.
right? And oh man, and like some of the scariest moments are when you go in front of a truck or like a big truck on the sidewalk, and they have the long, the long engine, right? And so I will pull out as far as I can until I can make eye contact with the driver, right?
Hmm.
In fact, sometimes I won't even cut in front of the vehicle until I make eye contact with the driver these days, because I've been so close to being hit by cars when
Yep.
neither one of us are like being diligent enough. Like I was already supposed to be dead at 14. I'm not trying to shorten my time already,
No, but like honestly, people are just more distracted while driving these days. And like I do the same thing when I cross the street, unless it's like if it's at a stoplight, usually you're good. But like I usually try to make eye contact, especially if they're turning. If
Yeah.
they're turning, I'll try to make eye contact with them, while I'm crossing, just so like I know that they see me and like they're gonna like not like pull forward and hit
Yeah.
me.
And flatten you, right? Oh
Yeah.
man. I know somebody. I don't know if she's still around or not. Uh she has a disability. She has a neuromuscular condition. And so she's like 60 pounds already, right?
Mhm.
And she, one year in college, I think it was like my junior year, she's crossing the street and a car runs a red light and slams into her, throws her out of her chair,
Yeah.
and like totals the chair. And
Yeah.
thankfully the chair, the belt disengaged, because she would have been totaled too. And, and
Yeah.
and the only thing that ended up saving her was the fact that she, like, the belt released and she went flying. So she made it
Um,
out. She made it out. Uh,
okay.
but
That's
man,
like, yeah, it's like one of my biggest fears. Like even when I'm crossing at like a red light, especially if I'm in like the city, I'll, you know, I'll be diligent and look to make sure that like there aren't any cars like speeding through,
yeah, oh yeah,
you know.
that happens here every day. I have to
You
wait,
have to.
like the crossing signal comes on, and car
Well,
real
because
quick.
people street race.
Yeah.
And I'm sure you deal with that in Phoenix too.
Oh yeah. We got
Yeah.
long straight roads, baby. People love
Yeah.
that.
Oh, so is Chicago because we have a grid.
Yeah, same. Yeah,
Yeah.
people love it. Man, and so you mentioned buses too. Like buses, I've been close to being hit by a bus before.
Mhm.
I was actually on a bus and almost died once. So this was back in the day when older buses were elevated and you had to use stairs to get on the bus, and to get on the bus, like the stairwell would like unfold like a transformer and then come down to the ground, and you'd get on and get on the bus.
Mhm.
It was always my fear that the folding mechanism would collapse and I would fall to my death. Never happened. However, what
Mhm.
did happen once was a lazy bus driver. I get on the bus, and this is before like the big giant hooks with the really durable straps.
Yeah.
Or like, think about your old school days when you had this little like weak ass strap with a little like
Yep.
tiny steel hook that you would attach to your chair somewhere, right? This was one of those. And the lazy bus driver only hooked on one
Yeah.
strap, and
Yep.
it was the outside strap, not the in. So when I'm talking about like the outside, what I mean for those of you watching or listening is the strap that's closest to the exit, not the one that's closest to the window next to me, right? Because that would be a little more secure, because there would be less room to move the chair, right?
Mhm.
The strap would have less slack to move. So they hooked on the back outside strap, and so I'm sitting on the left side of the bus, okay, because the exit's on the right side of the bus. The window's over here on my left.
Mhm.
I'm sitting on the left side of the bus. Bus driver makes a left turn, which now means all the weight shifts to the right, including my fat ass shifting to the right, and the whole chair slides.
Oh God.
And
Yep.
next to me, did I mention that next to me is the stairwell?
Oh geez.
Yeah. So the bus is turning, and my chair's sliding towards the stairwell.
Yeah.
Swear the only thing that stopped me was the lazy bus driver's one strap attached to my chair. That was the only thing that kept me from going down that stairwell.
Yeah.
The,
Well, thank God.
oh man, life flashed before my eyes. I was like, "Whoa, wait, stop!" What? I almost fell down the stairwell, jackass.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Oh yeah.
Thankfully, buses now are all like low. There's no stairwells in buses anymore. Thank
Yeah.
goodness.
Yeah.
And so like that's not really an issue. If I slide at all, then like I'm only sliding to the door and the door's not going to open. So I'm cool with that. Going down a stairwell would have been because imagine having to get me out. Like you have to get somebody on the bus, right? You can't open all the doors. You can only open the front door because if you open the back door, I'm going tumbling out and that chair is going to fall on top of me, right?
Mhm.
You can only open the front door, and then people got to
Right.
come in and lift me out of the stairwell and get like, oh my god, what a nightmare that would have been.
Yeah, that would have been. That's like my biggest fear is something like that happening. But the city bus drivers, they're getting better, but yeah, it could be tough.
Ugh, man.
Yeah. Some of them are really good and really cool. And like, they'll be like, yep, like, let me put the straps on you, no problem. I will admit, I've just ridden city buses at points without any straps just because, like, whatever. It's like, it's just going to be a hassle. And like, my chair, I will say the brakes are pretty good. And most of the bus routes here are, east, west, north, south.
Yeah.
So they don't turn. So like I know it's like it's definitely dangerous to do that. I'm aware of this, but there are certain times where it's like the bus is so crowded, or like the driver like just like doesn't know what they're doing. It's like, okay, screw it, like let's just go.
Yeah. I've been there where I just tell them no, it's okay, whatever.
Yeah.
However, so I have a friend who had his chair strapped down. Bus driver slammed the brakes. He falls out of his chair and shatters both his legs.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah. Was in the hospital for months.
Oh God. Yeah. That
Yeah.
is. Well, I always wear my seatbelt and all that. The one thing I do also do when I'm on the bus, if I don't have the straps on, and I'm not aware if like you or if you're able to do this, is I'll put my leg down and like use it as like a way to like prevent the wheelchair from like turning like you were describing earlier.
Yeah, I can't do that. I got
Yeah.
little like wooden stumps
Yeah.
for legs.
Yeah.
So no, I usually, I'll lean out because I naturally lean to my right anyway. So if a bus driver's making a left turn and the weight's shifting to the right, I will lean way over to the left to kind of even out
Yeah. I
something.
do that too.
Yeah. Or sometimes what I'll do is I'll brace myself up against a chair in front of me. Like if the chair is oriented sideways on the bus, I'll brace a footrest up against the chair to keep the chair from moving too much if I don't get strapped down. I do usually ask for tie downs these days though, because F that noise. I ain't no thank you. Man, so many near death experiences. Like have you ever like you like to swim?
I do like to swim.
Do you like so like
Yeah.
you go to pools and stuff?
I mean, not regularly, but it's not really swimming. It's more like I'm able to float
Okay, yeah, same. Same.
very easily. Yeah, it's an AMC thing.
Yeah, I can I'm good at being a buoy, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I always tell people they could have cast me as the door in Titanic.
I mean, yeah, you could have been the door. You could have been like a little life vest in
Yeah,
Titanic.
yeah, exactly.
Little safety raft. So,
Right.
okay. So you don't swim. Like do you like water though?
I do, yeah. And I remember this one time. Well, so my parents actually had a pool
Oh,
growing up. Yeah, we had an above ground pool. It was
fancy.
great. Yeah, it was great. It was cool. I knew how to like float at least pretty well. So like nothing too crazy ever happened there. I remember I would have my dad like flip me, a
Yeah.
few times. There were a few times where I was like, oh my God, this is so much water. Um, but this one time I would go to summer camp through like the local park district,
Mm-hmm.
and we went to this water park that had a wave pool.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, so it had a wave pool, and like you could get in, and like the waves would come at you, just like if you're in the ocean, all that. Um, and my aide, who, to his credit, I think his name was Brad, was very adventurous, and was like, yeah, like let's go to the wave pool, all that. Well, the problem is that you know I can stand if the pool is at least like 4 or 5 feet because
Mm,
I'm about 5'5". But if it's like a shallow pool, like a wave pool, I can't really stand. And you can't really like lay down in a wave pool.
No.
So like I like kind of like ended up where I was like more horizontal and the waves just like kept coming and coming and coming, and he had to like pull me out and like bring me to like a bench, like away from the waves. I I didn't like lose consciousness or anything, but the waves were like really intense for like a couple minutes there.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
That's oh man.
Yeah.
That's crazy. You know what? I didn't have quite an incident like that. So I was in Australia a couple of years ago, and
Mhm.
we're at Manly Beach, which was awesome. I loved it. And they have like beach wheelchairs and stuff. And I had talked my way into getting one. Apparently, you have to reserve them. I don't know. I got one though, and so
Nice.
uh, the person I was with and I, went to the beach, and like she's like going out into the water a little bit, and there's some waves. I'm rocking around a little bit. I'm in some shallow
Yeah.
water, and like we're like just rocking back and forth, whatever. And she's out further in the water, and I'm just living the dream. I'm just sitting there chilling, and all of a sudden I notice that like the rocking starts to get a little bit more pronounced and a little
Uh,
bit more intense, and I was like,
yeah.
shit, I'm going over. I'm going
Yeah.
over. And all of a sudden, like after like two or three more, I go, whoop, and I'm like, I'm on my back now, like there's water like splashing up in my face. And like I'm like, oh my God, I don't want to die. And like
Yeah.
she notices what's going on. She's like trying to get back to me, and like she's fighting through the water. And to their credit, Australian like lifeguards are on it. I'm sure
Yeah.
this dude saw me like a hawk from like 100 feet away, and like he was there within like 10 seconds. Like
Wow.
he was there, right?
Yeah.
You all right, mate? You good? Yeah. I was like, oh man, I'm good. Yeah. Uh,
Yeah.
I for a moment there, I was like, oh my God, this do not drown here, please. No worries though. No worries though. Herschel or whatever his name was. I don't know what his name was. His name is Herschel for now. He was there on the spot to get me
Mm.
up and make sure I didn't drown. Cause dude, yeah, man. Australia is trying to kill you, even though it's gorgeous. And the people are gorgeous too. Call me Heidi.
Yeah.
Call
I've
me.
never been there.
It's awesome. Yeah. I met a nurse there.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I screwed it up because I got her name wrong, and I don't even think Heidi was her name. I
Oh,
remember now. Anyway, I was laying. Anyway, totally unrelated to death.
yeah.
So yeah, so I don't really go in the water that often.
Fair enough.
Yeah, don't. I
Yeah.
love water, lakes, oceans, and
What about have you had to deal with being carried up or downstairs?
oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah. Now this isn't necessarily near death. However,
It can be.
I mean, it can be. So, I mean, like my dad's had to like carry me up and downstairs, and as I was getting older, I was getting bigger, and like not just structurally, no, structurally. I'm like my weight was increasing, and so I remember like my dad, my grandmother had a house, the house that my dad grew up in. It was 2 stories, and so he had to walk me up and downstairs. And I remember once as a young lad, he had slipped, and I like had to like fall on his butt to prevent both of us from going down the stairs. There's one time we were visiting one of my brothers in Maryland. He was living there at the time, and my other brother, we had driven up from Virginia, and he had to carry me up and downstairs because I don't believe there was a bathroom downstairs, and we'd all been drinking that night, of course. My brother is carrying my fat ass up and down the stairs, and stumbles, and like we go stumbling down the steps and crashing into his front door.
Oh no.
Yeah, it was a hot mess.
Oh no.
It was a hot mess.
Yeah,
Uh,
that's why I'm always scared of people carrying me up or down the
uh,
stairs. That's why I try not to do it very often.
dude, just stay downstairs, like pee in the lawn out and back or something if you can, if you have
Oh,
to.
it's funny. I was gonna bring this up, but I have
Do it.
a similar story.
Do it.
My brother, who I love dearly, he we were at my cousin's house
Hmm.
and we were in the basement. And to get upstairs, they had a staircase where you go up, there's a landing, and then you turn, and then there's more stairs.
Ugh,
Okay.
gross.
So I'm like, I don't know, like 4 or 5. So that means that like my brother is like 8 or 9, and everyone in the basement was like, "Oh, let's all go upstairs," So like, we had to get me upstairs. So my parents, because they were talking with the other parents, were like, "Oh, hey, can you just like bring him up?" So my brother brings me up. He got me to the landing, and then we start to go up the second half of the stairs, and he trips and falls forward.
Oh no.
And then I tripped, which meant I tripped and fell forward,
Uh,
and my leg hit the edge of the stair, and I
uh,
did break my leg.
uh,
Yes, did suffer. I don't think it was like a compound fracture. I think it was just like a small, like a
uh,
hairline fracture. But I did have to be in a cast for like 6 weeks.
uh.
So,
Wheelchairs and stairs do not mix.
well, no, I wasn't in the wheelchair.
Oh, you weren't in the wheelchair? Oh,
No, 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 no. I wasn't in the wheelchair. It was just
oh,
me. Yeah,
oh, oh man. Okay, that actually somehow makes that a little bit better.
yeah, yeah. If there was a wheelchair involved, it probably would have been a lot worse. So
Oh, that's why you were getting the reaction you were getting. Because I'm thinking to myself, your little 8-year-old brother's like hauling this tiny ass
no,
wheelchair upstairs.
no, 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 no. I wasn't using the wheelchair there at that for that, but yeah, it wasn't great. It is what it is.
Oh
I
man.
still I still give the shit for it to this day.
Oh my good. Oh god.
Yeah, you got
Uh,
to.
like it's interesting. Like I do some things that people would consider dangerous. Never been injured in these things, like downhill skiing. I haven't sustained an injury yet. I've
Yeah,
sustained an injury in my chair, just doing everyday stuff.
I've never been in a major car accident, surprisingly.
Well, good for you.
Yeah, luckily, I've absolutely had a few close calls. Like that's the one thing with like hiring caregivers. You got to make sure that like they're decent drivers
Yeah.
for sure if they're driving you around places.
Oh my god. See, oh my god. You just made me think. So like, oh my god, just like okay. Oh man, two of them actually. So I love music, right? I love music and I love going to live music. I love seeing live shows. And in particular, so I listen to heavy metal. Okay. I like that. That's the thing I love, right? I love heavy metal. I listen to all
Yeah,
kinds of stuff. I listen to all kinds of stuff. I love heavy metal and and like sometimes, not sometimes, often the more extreme side of heavy metal, right? And so one time I'm at a show. This isn't extreme metal, so don't get off my ass, okay? This band is not extreme. Seven Dust, who are actually from no, they're from Atlanta. I was at a Seven Dust show one night, and I, depending on the venue, I will get right up against the barricade where the stage is if I can,
yeah.
right? And usually I'm pretty safe over there. I've been to plenty of shows where I'm like right up against the barricade, not in the middle, usually off to the side,
Hmm.
right? Because all the stuff happens in the middle
Yeah,
of the floor, and so I'm usually off to the side. This show I was off to the side, so I thought one night it's Seven Dust. We're doing the thing. They come out on stage. I'm pumped up. We're ready to go with my friend, and all of a sudden I feel my chair start doing this,
uh-oh.
and I'm like, oh my god, I'm gonna get caught up in this because people were like going nuts,
Yeah,
nuts. And like thankfully, like my friend realized what was going on, and helped me get out of the way, and I spent the rest of the show in the back of the crowd.
yeah.
Right. So that was one night. I got another story similar to that. So I'm going to tell that one first, and then I'll come back to like the show where I almost actually nearly died. So picture this. This is before your time. So just imagine it.
Okay.
It's the campus of Arizona State University. It is September 19th, 1996. No. It's later in the year. It's 96 football season. 1996 football season. It's like my
Oh my
sophomore
God.
year. It's like my junior year of
Oh my
college.
God. I was 5.
Yeah. Yeah. So it's my junior year of college, and Arizona State's having an amazing season. Like we are killing people, right? We're ranked number 19th in the country.
Was this the Jake Plummer era?
Yes, it was the Jake Plummer era. Let's go, Jake Snake Plummer.
Yeah.
And was it that game? No, I think it was the final game of the season. So it was Cal. the Cal Bears, rest in peace, Pac-10, Pac-12. It was Cal, and it was our final home game of the season, and we were undefeated. We were like 9-0, 10-0, 10-0, I believe at that point, 9-0. We win the game. We're now 10-0, and like we are like going to the Rose Bowl, Pac-12,
Nice.
Pac-10 champions. Because even if we had lost the last game against the school in Tucson, who will remain nameless, we would have still gone to the Rose Bowl. We won that game, by the way. We whooped their asses that day. Back to this game. So like everybody rushes the field, right? Because the first time we had won the conference in a decade, everybody rushes the field, including yours truly, right? In my wheelchair.
How'd you do that?
So at Sun Devil Stadium back then, there were wheelchair seats on the field next to the team bench.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, it was cool. Like, so you're like right there.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it was awesome. And I've never been to a stadium like that since. And they remodeled the stadium a couple years ago and took those seats out. Rest in peace. Yeah, northeast and southeast corner field. So I was on the field, right, in these elevated seats. So you're like, you're on a riser, right? You're like 3-4 feet off the ground, right? And so like I go down the ramp, I rush onto the field. Everybody's rushing onto the field. We all go to the goalposts because this is back in the day when like goalposts were being torn down still.
Oh, that still happens.
Does it? Because a lot of schools and a lot of stadiums these days have goalposts that fold. So that way they can't be torn down because they're expensive because especially at Sun Devil Stadium, because back then we shared the stadium with the then Phoenix Cardinals, Arizona Cardinals. And so there was a game the next day. Right? So like we tear down the goalposts, they got to get new goalposts in there and up overnight. So anyway, we're going to the goalposts, like people are on there dancing and tearing them down. And I'm in the back of the crowd because like I'm not going to get to the goalpost, right?
Yeah.
And all of a sudden the crowd turns around and now I'm suddenly in front of the crowd.
Oh God.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. And I couldn't back up because there were people behind me.
Yeah.
Like me backing up meant that I was going to run into them and run them over.
Right.
So I'm stuck in this crowd now and I'm turning sideways to turn around and get out. And all of a sudden my chair starts tipping over.
Oh no.
Yeah, because like the crowd's pushing because they're all pumped and they're gonna take the goalposts out and dump them into the riverbed.
Yeah.
Like one very quick-witted individual saw what was happening, started like pushing people out of the way, telling people to stop, and then grabbed my chair and shoved me out of the way.
Nice.
And got me forward and got me out of that crowd before I got like ran over.
Smart move.
Yes, because like people when they rush the field, they fall and they get trampled a little bit. They can at least cover themselves a little.
Yeah.
Not this kid, right? Like I'm getting stepped on if that happens. So thank you for that. Now back to the concert.
Yeah.
Do you have any other stories you want to share first before I go into this?
Oh man. I mean, God. No, I feel like we've covered it pretty well.
Man, let me give you
that experiences. Yeah, I'm very curious. I feel like we've been building to this like amazing story.
Oh, God. Jeez. So I'm at a place called Middle East downstairs. There's a Middle East like main part and Middle East downstairs. Middle East main part is a restaurant. It is a Middle Eastern restaurant. Downstairs, music venue. This is in Boston. Okay, this is when I was living in New Hampshire. So as I mentioned earlier, I love death metal, right? Suffocation is like a legendary band. And their lead singer was on his final tour because he was retiring to go do other things. And I needed to see them one more time. I had seen them before. I wanted to see them one more time. So my caregiver, bless her soul, went with me. I forget how we got down there. We drove. I don't know how we did it. Don't ask me. I have no idea how we did this. Got a ramp. We had a ramp, and my caregiver that night like pushed my chair into the vehicle and like pulled me out of the chair and put me in the passenger seat, put my chair in the vehicle, and we drove down to Boston. I think that's how it happened. I blacked out so much of this night because I almost died. So I'm cobbling together the memories. So we get to the venue and there's an elevator to get downstairs, right? And it's one of those elevators. You've seen those elevators. This one's a little bit different. It's one of those elevators that looks like a little box. You roll into the little box, right?
Yeah.
You've seen those. This one, however, is like stepping into a closet though.
Okay.
Like it literally like stepping into a closet. And so like you open the door, it's a full door. And once
Mm.
you close it, you can't see inside the elevator.
Okay.
Okay. And then you go downstairs. Now, what I didn't know, actually, so let me go. So first, I'm going down the elevator, and all of a sudden, I feel the back of my chair tipping up a little bit, and I'm going like this. I'm like, oh my god, what's going on? And I realized what was going on, and I tried to like get the chair to move forward a little bit, but my back wheels were already off the ground. Elevator. And keep in mind, there's a band playing right now, a metal band playing right now. And so I'm screaming, stop, stop, stop. Wait. And nobody can hear me over the sound of the music.
Yeah.
And I keep going like this, and I keep going forward, and I'm screaming, stop. And all of a sudden the band stops playing.
Yeah.
And I'm screaming, stop. And the elevator stops. Now you got to think, I'm in this tiny little box. My feet are on the ground at this point, and my chair is tipped up in the air.
Oh shit.
And what I didn't understand getting into the elevator is that the floor to the main building, part of the floor protruded into the elevator shaft. So when they closed the door, part of the main floor was inside the elevator shaft. And I didn't pull my chair forward far enough for my anti-tip wheels to clear the main floor.
Oh.
Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Okay,
kind of.
So for all of you, imagine this. I'm in a wheelchair. No shit, Jackson. Right. So
you are? Wait, no way.
It's been a lie the whole time. My legs stick out because I can't bend my knees. And so I get into this little box. It's probably like a 4x4 box, 3x3 box. Yeah, 3x3 box. And so I pull in, and I pull in far enough so that my feet aren't touching the wall in front of me. Right? Because I didn't want to jam my feet up against the wall. Right? And they close the door behind me, no problem. They might have had a little trouble closing the door, so I had to pull up a little bit more. They got the door shut. What I didn't realize is that the main floor in the elevator shaft, part of the main floor was inside the elevator shaft. Right? And so like the door, when it closed, it wasn't it wasn't at the same level of the elevator shaft. It wasn't flush with the elevator shaft. And so there was part of the main floor sticking out inside the shaft. And so the tip wheels and all power wheelchairs have wheels in the back to keep the chair from tipping back and over.
Right.
So my anti-tip wheels were still level, lined up with the main floor. And so as the elevator platform was going down, my tip wheels were caught on the main floor, and my chair kept doing this.
Oh, geez.
Kept going forward. And so by the time the elevator attendant hears me, my feet are like, my feet are on the floor, and my chair feels like it's almost vertical at that point. And I go, if they bring this thing all the way down and open the door, this chair is going to fall on top of me. So I'm stuck there.
Yeah.
Like this. And like, they can't bring the elevator back up with the door open. So I'm stuck here like this.
Yeah.
And so they call the fucking fire department to come out and help. And my caregiver, bless her soul, comes like jumping into the elevator shaft to help me get it figured out. Cause like, we can't move the goal here is we need to move the chair forward a little bit more so the tip wheel's clear and the chair can sit upright again.
Right.
Now, can we do this without breaking my ankles? Because remember, there's not a lot of room.
Yeah.
So my caregiver down there is like moving my feet and just like trying to get them into a place where they're not going to get caught. Because as soon as those tip wheels clear, that chair's shooting back up.
Yeah.
So she had to like pick me up a little bit and move me around some, and we finally got the chair down and put me back in the chair. And so now they bring me back up, and they bring me back up to the top. And I was like, holy fuck, I almost died.
Wow.
In an elevator shaft.
Yeah.
To see the band that I wanted to see, and I'm dead. Right. I did stay for the show because F that noise.
Yeah, of course.
If I'm going to almost die, might as well just stay.
Yeah.
And we drove all the way down there. That was a pain in the ass getting down there. So we stayed for the show. It was a great show. Took a picture with the lead vocalist, cool dude. Great show. Almost died.
Wow.
That was Not,
That's a story.
yeah, dude. And I'm sure there are other incidents that I have just completely blocked out of my memory at this point throughout my life, especially in childhood. So yeah, near death. Ugh, man, I'm tired now.
Yeah.
Reliving all that trauma, I'm tired.
This whole episode is really just one giant trauma dump.
It is. Oh my god, dude. I was gonna say you have no idea. However, you do.
Yes. Oh, I do.
Oh man.
It's a miracle we're still alive, Anthony.
Yes, it is, Kevin.
Yes.
There's no
Sorry.
short. I mean,
Had to go government name. I don't know why.
Kevinius.
Convivious.
Kevinius. Oh man. All right. Well, now that we're both exhausted and
Yes.
and need a nap and a hug.
Yeah, seriously.
You've listened to another episode of The Long Way Around. Thanks. All right, Kevin. That was fun.
Tony.
Yeah, that was fun.
That was
Kevin,
good.
please don't die anytime soon.
Yeah, you too, Tony. We don't want that.
Yeah, and for all of you watching and listening, don't die either, please. Okay, I'm tired. I'm gonna take a nap now.
We finished our trauma dumping for the day.
Yeah, okay. Bye everybody.
Bye. Thanks for listening.